Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Avowed with me, BringItDon. Let's continue exploring North of Paradis. Also need to claim our bounty reward. Alright. That is in... I was reporting them, though. That's not the smugglers. Well, let's continue this quest.
Cheap fertile land, you say. Too good to be true, you say.
You were the one who told me we should try our hands at farming.
The land under our feet is nothing but clay and salt.
Who says we can't try anyway?
If you came all this way for arable land, you might as well get back on your ship and leave.
What seems to be the problem?
The problem is we've been conned out of our life savings.
A gentleman sold us his farm, sight unseen, of course. He boasted of making a fortune off the living lands.
We risked everything for this opportunity, but the place is in shambles and the earth is barren.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Being that close to the ocean, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of salt in the soil anyway. But also, that guy did make a fortune off the living lands by selling his land to these guys. Now, your luck might have been better further inland, away from the sea.
As if we could afford to move. Price of land has tripled since the Adirans arrived.
So do we find a way to squeeze life out of this dead farm? Or do we cut our losses?
Yeah, look for another solution. Have you thought about making this a goat ranch instead?
What, a goat ranch? Huh.
Come to think of it, the island does have a breed of goat. Supposed to be real ornery, but they're survivors.
They're ornery because they have all them teeth and no toothbrush. A stubborn old goat or two sounds perfect.
Or 5. Or 10.
Whoa, hey, one goat at a time, please. Can only shovel so much shit. Thanks for the advice, stranger. I can't help but feel like our fortunes have already changed for the better.
I had no idea you were an expert in livestock. Know anything about raising chickens?
Should we
Little
tell
bit.
them about the biting, or... No, they'll figure it out.
Where does one buy a goat, anyway?
Goat ranching. Why didn't I think of it before?
I mean, it doesn't have to be goats. Y'all can adapt and overcome. Make the most out of a bad situation.
They're strange looking, but the cheese they produce is delicious.
But I'm more of a silver lining kind of guy as well. I thought I heard Zorps to my left. Hey, a fast travel point. Perfect. So with that, we can do a couple more things. Let's go turn on bounty first, and then we'll go to camp. I'm hoping that doing all the initial bounties unlocks like one more powerful bounty. Like a super boss or something. But we'll see.
Welcome back, Envoy.
I have a bounty to claim.
Show it here.
The ogre is no more. It's all ogre now.
Remind me not to get on your bad side, Envoy. Seems you're making a habit out of killing ogres. Let's hope the next one you run across is a bit more amicable, yeah? Well, I'll be. That's all of the bounties. Mighty fine work, Envoy. Mighty fine indeed. Hope you're proud of all you've done. Thanks to you, Don Shore is safer for all of us. Gods protect you, wherever you are.
Hey, you could have a real future here if the envoy thing doesn't work out.
Nice work on the bounties. Just don't get a big head about it.
Alright, Kith Water. Grants Discerning Guard. Plus 10% damage reduction against Kith, minus 10% damage reduction against other sources. The Simple Clay figurine attached to this chain is ancient. Exactly how old is hard to discern, but if not for the magic imbued into it, it surely would have crumbled to dust by now. The amulet grows warm to the touch in the presence of hostile Kith, as the latent enchantment on it flares back to life. Whether the sense of fragility you otherwise feel when wearing this as part of the figurine's initial creation, or simply due to the magic fading with age, is impossible to say.
Nice work, Envoy.
At least we got a unique out of it. Alright, let's see what the enchantments are for the axe we found. I should have sold the stuff that I had to. Meant to. But then I forgot. Alright, so we can get Victorious March. Killing an enemy gives you plus 30% move speed for 10 seconds. Whatever. And Restoring Pause. A successful parry restores 20% of your maximum health. That seems better. Let's yeah, let's go and grab that. I do like the aggressive debate effect, but yeah, leave that be. It's a pretty significant heal off this thing. I don't think we take so much damage where it's necessarily worth.
The armored mask. We dream of steel and charred earth and flame. The memory binds. Heed us. Never speak to her again.
You seem unsettled by Ludwig. You want to talk about it?
Blazing ire. It burns and feeds upon itself. Pain through the smoke, we recall. You are not safe with her.
You know, in a way, my character is kind of like a Death Guard. I mean, without the same aesthetic. But we did die, and our potential god brought us back. Are you sure you don't have a history with her? Can't you tell me more?
We reach The spines tear into us. We pull our hands away. But the old scars do not lie. We burned once. Burned. We know.
Alright, so I'm looking for parallels here. Wodika is known as the Burned Queen. But Magrin, her whole aesthetic is fire. But Ludwig is Wodika's death guard. Did Ludwig hurt you specifically?
A storm from the same spark. All pain cuts with the same blade. Steer clear of the scourging fire, or extinguish it.
If it comes to it, I'll do with her my way.
No recourse but teeth. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen. Have care. Have care.
Maybe the voice we're hearing is a, like, used to be a part of Wodika, and she severed it from herself. Maybe this is the more chaotic side of Wodika.
Quiet as the depths.
Nice.
This looks like the path Optic told us about.
We got them all.
Yes, we did. Let's check out up here first, and then we have, I think, a cave behind us. Alright, we already discovered that camp. Alright, Kauai's journal. I said that right. The Sun volume is warped and water-stained. A quick flip through its pages reveals it was diligently updated for 7 years. Its last entry is dated to 2828, year of Aethys' return. 2821, season of nesting birds. After 27 hours of difficult labor, I'm the mother of a coral pink squall of a girl. I'll call her Mata, after my mother's sister, who was carried away from us on Amira's wings last season. May she have something of her spirit as well as her name. 28-23 Season of Sun Showers. I now represented Mata with the fishing pole, the harpoon, and the basket this morning. How anxious I was. That she should choose the harpoon and spend the hot seasons away at sea, or the fishing pole and be fettered always to the town, or the basket and spend her life climbing trees. The sweet Mata turned her back on all of them and crawled into her father's lap. She'll be as her father is, then, a healer, and stay always near to me. 28-26 Season of Ripening Koiki. Actually, I think it's Koiki. Last night, Mata told her first story. It was a tale of a mighty war parrot who fought fearlessly in many battles against a terrible Naga. But though he was a great warrior, he'd always wanted to explore the islands. So when his mother wasn't looking, he flew to the top of Serpent's Crown in Nekataka. He saw all the ways to Hasango. The sky went on forever. But he became scared of the heights and called for help, and his mother, the queen of the war parrots, came to rescue him. From then on, he was happy to remain a warrior. Great Aunt Mata once told me a similar tale when I was a foolish young girl determined to climb the tallest Koiki tree in the village. Perhaps there is something in my old aunt's soul in my daughter after all. 28-28 Season of Churning Waves. A dread storm cloud sits heavy on the horizon, and small tremors shake the sand. But my girl is not disturbed. Tonight she leads the children in a performance of Ngati's Kraken Dance, as taught to us by the young women of Maji Island. We made her bracelets and anklets from shells we collected on the beach together, as she wove her skirt herself. As we near the season of her birth, I remember how, when I first quickened, I told Inaru I was afraid. It is strange to look upon this tiny mind now, by this tiny mind now, think I may have never known her. How strange this life of mine. How generous the gods. Alright, before we do this quest, let's go back and check out this cave. Also see what's over here. The loot right there.
If you look, you could see Fort Northreach from here.
Oh, too soon.
Alright, letter to the Oracle. This letter appears to be unsent. Though smooth now, it bears evidence of having been previously folded into the shape of a paper glider. Mr. Oracle, you've been very generous with your shellings, and I appreciate that. But the Adirians have started asking around about me at the market. It isn't often regular folk are carrying purses full of gold, you understand. Now that they've gone and started inspecting all the shipments coming through the port, I can't afford to keep ferrying your goods. These sciences aren't exactly illegal in the city, but the Still Grow people don't much like it either. And I'm starting to think I might end up at the bottom of the river if we keep this up. Sorry. I know you understand. Niall. Alright, so we know where we have to go for the quest. I'm going to explore this way first. That fast travel point will take us near the quest as well, so this should be more efficient. Or, you know, whatever I have to say to justify it to myself.
Coming in hot.
That's where we fought, what's-his-face. So, I think we've practically cleared all of it out. We head north to where this pilgrim's path is. I thought we explored all that as well, didn't we? Doesn't look like it. Not sure how I managed to not explore any of this. We've been there. There may be nothing to discover. I mean, we found 2 plants, but... we'll give it a look-see. Now, what about that? For this camp, we came out of there, I believe. I think that's something totally different. Yeah, the rest of that I think is just for the or not the DLC, the expansion. Jeez, side quest.
If you traveled weeks to see him, you can wait a few more days.
Kara, you would not be so glib if your family's souls were crying out to you for justice.
Some crusty old priest isn't going to change that. The Temple of Aethys is closed. Ugh, I don't know why everyone in the Living Land suddenly wants to see the old kook in there, but it's not happening. Not today, anyway. Probably not tomorrow, either. Not with the way they're dawdling.
Since when do you make the rules?
Since I arrived with the big sword.
So you say I need a bigger sword. The Oracle has one. Let me in and I will borrow it.
I'm saying you need to go home because the goddamn temple is closed.
Why can't she enter the temple?
Kara, an excellent question. Holy One, please. I say you must make her see reason.
As I've told Kalya here, there's a venture underway inside. The Free Expedition Corps is exploring a cave system that holds a temple of Aethys. There's an old man in there, calls himself the Oracle. I guess he's got something they want. And uncouth pilgrims will only get in the way.
Your expedition has been gone 3 days, Sejuan. I say they are dead.
I'm here at Offric's request. You've got expedition in trouble.
The boy made it back to the embassy. I half expected him to kick off on the way there.
He was badly injured and grieving his brother's wounds. I say it is good news.
Sure, until the Inquisitor hears he abandoned his men to go crying for his mum.
What's Inquisitor Ludwig's interest in this venture?
Yeda, the expedition leader, told me it was the Inquisitor who tipped her off to this place. I guess Ludwig had squeezed the information out of some rebels she was interrogating.
Lot of that going around lately.
The old godlike who maintains the temple is supposed to have some kind of relic belonging to Aethys.
And given the Stilgarot's particular allegiances, yeah, okay, I see the through line. I gotta say, I'm surprised there's still a temple to Aethys standing after the Saints' War, but there's no accounting for taste.
Alright, you will let me through now.
Right, of course, absolutely. The expedition team entered through the cave just past here. They were carrying a lot of tools and weapons with them, so be on your guard. And Envoy, thanks. I know Offric will appreciate you looking into this.
Only doing my duty.
Hey, good luck out there.
Someone must answer for what Aethys has done.
That spear looks adherent, all right. Guess we're on the right track.
Didn't even have time to finish their puzzle. Whatever they were looking for, it wasn't just treasure.
That's it. Door's open.
Who woke up the sleeping skeleton? Something tells me those weren't the last walking skeletons we'll be fighting. Everybody all right?
I hope they're not the last. A book of verses. Aednung the Bright Star spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us. Your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept. He knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. The Sargamus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Harmka knelt before them, then resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Modagung spoke. Modagund spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. When darkness lies within you, you must cast it to his light. Your sins will be burned from you, until you're newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modagung, but Aednung warned him, saying, You've walked all these years into darkness, and must now return. You'll find the path like treading fire, and at every step you'll be tempted to turn away. But no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. Alright, so hang out in here. Forever. It'd be kind of cool if they two-handed weapons like the axe or the hammer, since they swing more slowly than the greatsword. They had like a small shockwave effect. A little bit of AoE damage. Oh jeez.
Gods, never seen anything like it.
Views like this remind me why I came to the Living Lands in the first place.
Something stirs here.
That's really cool. And really pretty.
Blood and a broken tripwire. Maybe off-rig squad passed through here.
Oh, I hear something.
Look at that. That statue. How did anyone build that all the way down here?
Gods. And no one knew that was down here.
Rituals, whispers of searing light.
Zorubs. Want to sneak or fight?
Never saw it coming.
Who's ready for more?
Given the choice, I will always fight.
Keep quiet.
Ow. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency.
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
1. All eras can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, as long as the soul is dedicated to the task. 2. Work hard, work well. Abaddon demands only honest labor and forthright service. All eras can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. 3. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft, excel at what you've been trusted to do. Do not offend your teacher by remaining a student forever. 4. Each generation must forge its successors. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in doing so, multiply the fruits of your knowledge. 5. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversity temper the ingot of your will, and you will never shatter. 6. Embrace your station. Fulfill the duties of your rank, and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All guilds fail with the weakest link. 7. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emptiness. As long as you have the tools of your trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. 8. Value the works of others, and they will value your works in return. Share the harvest with the hungry, and your tools with the destitute. 9. All souls can be reforged into whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. Death is no time for complacency. Commit yourself to excellence in this cycle and the next.
What? You're not my brother.
No, I am not. I loaded a Kulud. Carlude? A Carlude. I can find no more use to put my talents in our pitiless land, so I must go. The water freezes. I create art from it. The water melts. My art dissolves. The water freezes again. The cycle once brought me peace. I looked upon my work and was comforted by its impermanence, and in the impermanence of all things. I took comfort in Rymergan's promise of the end. But even the ice carver is not impervious to the cold, and the new wind that blows from the north, from Ukaizo, from the cracks in the in-between, chills me to my bones. There's something wrong in the world, Luda, and not even your bright smile can set this cycle to rights. I head to the living lands. The vitality that fled my art is gathering there, condensing. Now a new chill rises in the land. A great conflict is coming, and our master will heed his harbingers at his side, so I need. If Vatnir returns, tell him to come. But my love, I beg you, do not follow us. Serve our god most faithfully. I must believe you're still alive. Lexi. So Vatnir is a companion in Deadfire, one of the expansions.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead? Is this the Beyond Spirit? Have you come to take me to Gallowayne's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Give Cadman a healing potion. Let's get you back on your feet.
Oh, God, that's wretched. Are you sure you're not trying to kill me?
Gods, calm yourself. Your wound's already closing.
See? You'll be back on your feet in no time.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel. Who are you? What you doing down here?
I could ask you the same question. Are you with the Expeditions Corps?
A free expedition corps out of High Crown. Yeah, that's us. Well, that's me anyway. The rest of those assholes went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Cadman, honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell our freak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that Oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in.
Tell me about Giera.
Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yeda's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly. And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. And that's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah. When we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
Anything I need to know about the Oracle?
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Aethys, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Aethys has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
He used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it to him. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Aethys, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after what Aethys did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore.
I'll go speak with this Oracle then.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradis.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here.
I'll see you back in Paradis, Codman.
Right, yeah. You got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was. I'll just rest here a second, and then head on me way.
Seems like a good kid. Glad we could give him a hand. Maybe one of Juliana's girls will too.
He's gonna have a hard time getting out of here, but at least we gave him a fighting chance.
So, the kid said the expedition team went deeper, looking for the Oracle.
I imagine the Oracle has something to do with that creepy statue we saw before. Maybe we should take a look.
Alright. History of the Living Lands 1 Origin. Living Lands do not exist, but certainly there is an island. Certainly there are valleys. There are rivers, lakes, and mountains. There are trees and fungi in abundance. Taken together, do these not constitute the Living Lands? I could see that they constitute the description of a continent, that this continent lies north of the equator, and that this continent is equidistant from Adir and Rawatai. I can see that this continent is real so long as you and I walk upon it. We call this island the Living Lands, but the Living Lands is merely a descriptor of its attributes. A list of attributes does not alone make up a place. I believe that for a place to become real, it must have a name. For a name to be real, it must have a history. History confers meaning, and meaning is given to a name by its namer. But the Living Lands cannot be this island's name, because I've traveled its breadth, climbed its peaks, delved it countless depths, to be its countless depths, and I've discovered that the Living Lands has no namer at all. Unless the words we use to describe this continent, the Living Lands, were given to us by the Godless. Unless these words have a meaning only they could comprehend. Unless these words have a history only they could know. And the hastity of the thisness of this place was lost with them. Well, I'm going to call it here, and next time we will continue further into the Aethasian Temple and see if we can save the expedition team. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.